Hello. I am going to attempt to explain how to start up this reactor in Nuclearis. Full disclaimer, I am very clueless about any of this stuff. I just started playing. I'm making this video because I was a little frustrated trying to get this up and running. There were some guides, some of them were unclear or using, maybe the game has changed, and I thought as a noob I will try to help other noobs if I can. The first thing to note is in the game folder there's a PDF file which is long and technical in sections, but in the back of that at the end is startup procedure. So I'm going to try to follow their guide rather than one of the online guides, and I'm sure the online guides are perfectly fine, but some of them, as I say, were a little less than helpful. I just thought I'd cover just a couple of quick basics. This is a pressurized water reactor, and all that means is if you come over here somewhere, there is a pressurizer, and this just pressurizes the water in the primary cooling loop. So let's talk about the cooling loops here. If you come over here, there's a little display, and this can be kind of helpful here. There's a primary cooling loop, and if you look here where it says L1, I believe that's the primary cooling loop, and you'll see the reactor here, Rx in green, and this is going to generate heat through fission, and it's gonna the heat is going to be moved, if you follow the cursor if you can, I don't know, through this A2 valve up to the steam generator, and then through the pump, and then back to the reactor. So this loop here is going through the steam generator, and it is causing the steam generator generates steam. So the primary cooling loop is just normal water, and inside the loop 2 is also just normal water. I mean normal meaning not heavy water or anything. So in the loop 2, once you have steam, you're going to take the steam and you're going to run the steam through a turbine to generate power. And somewhere in here, yes, as you see here, there's a condenser, and the condenser is going to turn the steam back into water, and the process continues. It's a pretty similar loop to other type of loops where you have different phases. And the other thing I maybe forgot to mention, in the primary loop, the only way to remove heat is to turn it into steam. I mean, that's why this is called a coolant loop. So the coolant loop is doing exactly what you want to do to generate power, which is turn water into steam. All right, somewhere in here there's a cooling tower, and yeah, I won't go into more detail because I'll probably get stuff wrong anyway. So I'm just going to go ahead and follow the procedure startup from the manual. It says verify power availability, so I'll go to the internal power supply. We got fuel, we got some battery capacity, we're good there. Energize the control room panels. If you come over here, you'll see a bunch of switches that say activate. Go to every one, make sure they're on, make sure the light's green. They're easy to miss for me. Maybe other people don't have a problem, but there they all are. So I have energized the control room panels. Next thing, set the reactor mode to nominal. So I'm going to come over here to this kind of display panel here to operation mode, and I switched it to nominal. So this is kind of roughly, well, it's not in the center. I don't know what to say to give directions here, but it's between the coolant system and energy generation, that switch. Okay, so now it says to verify coolant range verification. I'm a little murky on this, but it says the primary. So I don't know what the coolant level would mean here. Just looking here. That's the reactor core. Okay, here's the coolant system. There's a moderation level. I don't think that's it. Core outer vessel coolant. That says level 100%. So I'm just going to assume that's okay. without being 100% sure. Then I'm going to go to the steam generator. This is our secondary loop. You can even see it says secondary circuit coolant flow speed here. And I am going to make sure there's some here, and our level is in the green here. I also, when I looked at condenser, the level was a little low here, and I wasn't sure. Someone online activated the spray pump. So I'm just hitting the load button on the condenser switch here to bring some water in to the condenser. I'm going to go ahead and, while letting that happen, I'm going to go through some more steps and then come back to that. Pressurizer check. I'm going to come over here, and the pressurizer has a green level indicator, so I'm going to assume that's good. Then, let's see, yeah, that's it. So the next step I kind of want to be, let's see where we're at here. I just want to double check that we're not overfilling this. I'm going to let that happen while I activate the pressurizer heater activation. As it's a pressurized water reactor, we need to generate pressure. We're just going to flip the switch on. Heating power is on high. You'll see heating power at 100%. You'll see these two idiot lights here, operating pressure, operating temperature in yellow. When they go green, we are good with that step. In the meantime, I'm going to come back here and just check the condenser. I don't know that this is necessary. That wasn't clear to me, but I'm going to go ahead and I see no harm in bringing that level up to nominal here. So that's in the green, so I'll go ahead and just go back to the freight pump. That's near the coolant system here. And I will hit stop. Okay. So now we're waiting for the pressurizer to come up to green. That will take a couple minutes. Let's see, is there anything to show here of interest? These panels aren't exactly organized in the most, to me, helpful way. Oh, when I back off here, I can see feed water loop, loop 1 primary, loop 2 secondary, and loop 3 cooling. And the loop 3, again, I don't know that we have any control over. It's just moving heat from maybe these condensers. The condensers are cooled in some fashion with some water, and that water is being cooled by the cooling tower. So yeah, that gives a pretty good overview, I think, of the loops. So that's helpful to familiarize yourself, maybe so you can better understand what these switches and stuff do. Okay, so going back to the pressurizer, we are coming up to proper into the green on temperature. When that goes green, it'll take another minute maybe for it to go green. Apologize for the downtime, but I kind of like it being a little chill because eventually it gets hectic in this game. I haven't gotten that far, but I can tell it's going to get hectic. I've also watched some other people play. Alright, I'm just going to watch these two lights to go green so we can get past this step, the pressurizer heater activation step. Operating, oh, they're both green after the first one goes green. Okay, I'm going to turn the heaters off temporarily. I'm going to adjust this thing here by holding down the mouse button and hitting A. Okay. Doing it with the mouse is a pain. I would try A and D first. Eventually, this pressurizer isn't going to stay at these nominal state, and we'll come back and look at that. Alright, so now we have to do the primary circuit loop 3 pump activation. So we go to the coolant system panel. We only have pump 3 right now in the game, So we're turning on pump 3, and they suggest we put it on 25% or slow.
The reactor core coolant has started to circulate.
Okay, then the secondary circuit loop 3 pump activation. We will go here to the steam generator. When you think steam generator, think secondary circuit. And it says here secondary circuit coolant flow speed. So we'll flip this on. We will turn on the thing to slow. These are just presets. You can manually adjust this thing more precisely. Use the usual adjustment things. Okay, then we want to turn on the condenser cooling pump activation. They say set it at 10%. So I will go ahead and manually just hit D until I get to 10. Boy, a little flaky there. Okay, now it says we should do the control rod insertion. This isn't going to start the reactor. I don't know the details, but we're not quite ready to start the reactor. This is going to adjust the cooling rods, which adjust how much, how reactive the fission process is. So I'm just going to do 98. I'm not sure what the best value is. I'm trying to be conservative. Okay, now it says I should get permission to bring power online. So I will go to this COM tab. So yeah, hit tab, hit COM, start operations, and yeah, they'll probably tell me that I go operational by noon. I'm currently at 11:30. Okay, that's pretty much everything up to the point where we are going to actually go to the fuel section. So here is the fuel section to the left of the internal supply here, and we are just going to hit the insert core. And yeah, this is cool to watch, so I'm going to sit here. If you hit tab and you bring up your status, you'll see the core temp coming up. This will take a couple minutes, not too long. I wonder what the color coding is on the pipes. .56 degrees Celsius. Alright, so the core is...
The reactor has reached critical mass, and its status has changed to reactive.
I'm gonna save here. Alright, so if everything is working, this should be generating pressure and temperature, or heat and pressure. And I don't know, I'm going to come back to the pressurizer because I think it's, yeah, see how the pressurizer's gone down? So I'm going to turn this on, and I've set the heating power to low here, and we'll bring that back up to normal, I hope. Just checking the internal supply. We still have some fuel, we still have internal batteries, so we should be okay here until we start generating power. And I don't know exactly how long it takes to generate power. Right now I'm not seeing any power being generated. I go to the steam generator, right now we have some, what is it? I think if I right click, yeah, 64 degrees. It's coming up, but I don't know how much heat is required to start generating power. I don't think there's anything else I needed to do. The turbines will start going themselves. I wonder if I go to the surveillance panel somewhere. Yeah, surveillance. Let's flip on the surveillance, the cameras, and click on the turbine room. Can I see any motion on the turbine? I'm just going to check the pressurizer again. I'm not sure when I have to turn that heater back off, so I don't want too much pressure. Let's see, coolant system, core vessel, pressurizer. Oh, those are the volumes. Okay, then the core outer vessel coolant is not even in, only halfway in the green here. Indicates coolant temperature and outer container of the reactor core. Okay. So as far as I know, that's all okay. Steam pressure is, our temperature and I assume pressure is still coming up. Actually, I don't see hardly any pressure here. Okay. Yeah, pressure's coming up, but very slowly. Temperature's coming up a lot faster. Maybe if I had the control rods a little more aggressive, you know, 95, 96, whatever it is. I'm just trying to see if I see the turbine start to spin here. Okay, pressure's coming up. And I'm not sure when I start needing to increase coolant speed. Obviously, if it gets too hot, I need to move heat quicker. I wonder if that needs to get into the green before the turbine. Oh, turbine's moving. So we are generating power. So I think I'm gonna end this video here, and then the next video I'm gonna try to connect the power to the grid. Thanks for watching.